In honor of the highly anticipated Justice League, I present my Batman movie marathon. My plan is to go through all the Burton Schumacher films and include Batman Begins, so let's kick things up and open up the 1989 version of Batman. After the opening credits roll and stone carving of the Batman logo, we open on Gotham City. I really enjoy how distinct each version is, making the design as unique as comic book source material. Both Tim Burton and his production and Tom First describe the version as if hell called outside Building City. As such, the art direction is made with different time periods. The buildings are from the 20s, the Pure Jurassic is the 40s, the cars are from the 60s, they had time accurate computers and color TVs. The Prince Center was new in time release. I miss Prince. Anyway, as a small family fails to get a taxi, robbed by a couple muggers. Even though I've seen this movie many times when I was younger, I still love the way they build up Batman's appearance here. First, he is shot on the rooftop, then he's cut out of focus where he engaged the criminals, and the criminals talk about their spoils, they argue about his involvement in the criminals' demise. The ensuing fight on the rooftop and how decisions made the character had been dealt with at the time without a word to the film overall. The costume being black body armor needs to show up better on film because of practical reasons going up against corpses of firearms. It also turns out the line of Iron Man was on script improvised by Michael Keaton. They left it in, the main subsequent version, the character had their own rendition. We then cut to a press conference about the crime within Gotham, where the mayor vows to root out mob boss Carl Grissom and how it district Harvey Dent played by Billy Williams. Much like Lando Calrissian earlier in the decade, he's an actor that personifies coolness. He glides to replace Robert Lego Batman, and I'll talk more about how the judge replaces him when the time comes. Dent says he will help make Gotham safe again for distant people. Well, Jack Napier, played wonderfully by Jack Nicholson, applies to his love Alicia. Decent people shouldn't live here. They behave someplace else. I also want to take Grissom's place as head of their operations sooner than they might think. As a criminal, so before apprehended, Alexander Knox, played by Robert Wool, he immediately tries to interview Detective Eckhart for got to know about Batman, but Eckhart will have none of it. A script by Sam Hammore and Skieran has dialogue styles still finding entertaining all this time, especially when Napier tells Eckhart about one of their front companies being investigated. Especially like Jack's line telling him to think about the future alongside his associate, Bob. At Gotham City Hall, the city's recent setbacks are preparing for the celebration of Bicentennial, least of all the red ink and the crime going on. The film itself was produced 50th anniversary of the character's first appearance at the Comics 27, and there have been many anecdotes about production. I'll get into some of the doubts at the time over the course of this review. Knox also faces some setbacks with a story about Batman the Globe, including joking sketch done by creator Bob Kane and brief cameo. However, both photographer known as Vicky Vale played Kim Basie agrees to help get photos of Batman for her story. Her coverage and timing shows the area known as Quarter Maltese, which encourages basically DC Universe stand-in for the former Eastern Bloc. Making the film also helped basically overcome her agoraphobic she was facing at the time. Grissom, played by the late great Jack Palance, is outraged that Dent has found the front coming back to criminals. He proposed to get rid of sensitive information inside, and Grissom is also happy to let Jack lead the operation. He's his number one guy as he tips Eckhart off at the police. Then cut to Wayne Manor, where the Gales behind the benefit bicentennial celebration. Knox also unsuccessfully tries to ask about the mayor, Dent, or Commissioner Gwen, played by Pat Gale, about Batman. I particularly like the scene in Bruce's trophy room, since Knox's jokes not in the script but improvised on set by Wool. I also enjoyed Keaton's performance of Bruce Wayne as well. One at the time, the casting was seen as controversial. There's something they don't always realize. They don't just have to play Batman, they have to play Bruce Wayne as well. They take the mantle of an eccentric billionaire looking out for the affairs of Wayne Enterprise full of stereotype of the rich idiot with no day job. After Bruce catches a win in the raid on Axis, he goes to investigate since Batman and Jack realize they've been set up. The ensuing fight in the place is a great example of how this film approaches source material. At the time, the public perception was mostly the 1960s TV show. Burton's direction takes on a more dark tone, edgy approach to conditioning with future versions of my favorite film, The Dark Knight, and DCU version of the character. The set design is also quite nice since it redresses the humor for aliens. We'll get to that one someday. Jack is an engine to fight with Batman and he falls into a vat of chemicals. Vale then goes down during the day at Wayne Manor and gives another example of Bruce's eccentricities, as well how it implies that Alfred's close thing he has with her father. Meanwhile, Napier undergoes plastic surgery in his city office and goes laughing mad at his new appearance. It also turns out the tools are props from adaptation of the musical as our horse years prior to this film. Napier then goes to confront Grissom, showing him in the shadows as a penthouse before the reveal to Carl lost their deal. Response, however, Jack is dead, my friend. You can call me Joker. He then unloads the revolver and Grissom, what lackluster circuit plays the background. This film was Nicholson's portrayal of ship perception waving Cesar Ramirez, more playful version, condition future professors about Cam and Heath Ledger. I don't know what it has planned with these prequel films DCU, but I'm interested. We shall see. Joker also sees Batman made a front page headline in Gotham Globe declaring, "Wait till they get a load of me." The Joker, after shocking his love of Alicia, then says to take over Grissom's operations, much unknown to the other mobsters. He then uses a droid buzzer to fry one of the members Crispy, at the orders of right-hand man Bob. He tells him to see what the person knows about Batman, but he's tired black and quarters Antoine. He also tells Bob, "You are my number one guy." Back at the Gotham Globe, Vicky's going to file on Bruce Wayne, but she announced more information on their story. So let's go investigate when Bruce makes a trip to see Vicky's supposed to LA by the Monarch Theater. Another mob is named Vinny tries to take over Chris' observation, but Joker attacks a press conference and kills him by throwing a quill in his neck. However, the Joker is less than pleased when the news instead focuses on Batman's involvement, so she fires Boston on the TV screen, declaring, "This town needs an enema." Bruce then has to investigate more about Napier, just as he plans to use the chemicals access to poison everyone in Gotham. This into a couple of supermodels being killed in an incident at a beauty parlor, newscast in the last of death, and this cuts to the Joker finds a new secret ingredient, Smilex. As Bruce determines that Napier has had multiple run-ins with the law, and links his skill and chemistry to the items being sold. As a result, the newscast all stop wearing makeup and hairspray and all the tampering, hence her frizzy hair, blemishes and 5 o'clock shot in the male newscaster. The mayor and Dan also hard pressed to get the bicentennial festival off the ground. And back away Maya, Bruce determines something is amiss when he gets a mysterious message about Vicky going to Flugheim Art Museum. No doubt a spoof on the real-life Guggenheim Museum. Vicky is also given a gas mask, says everyone else in the museum is poisoned, and the Joker looks at vandalize the artwork to tune a party man. Given their sunglasses, purple leather jackets, and stereo in the Ocean's hands, like the movie's way of saying, "Hello, time traveler, welcome to 1989. The Joker meets Vicky and is less than impressed with her photographs until he sees her coverage of Revolution Quantum Maltese. He also plays a Clarence South, the world's first fully functional homicidal artist. Is further evidenced by the work on Alicia's face. Even though the release and writing this review makes it easy to see the wire on Batman, we enjoyed the escape of the museum as Joker witnesses his grapple zipline, saying, "Where does he get those wonderful toys?" We then get the chase the streets of Gotham with the Batmobile and the modified Chevrolet Impala in this film. The next is one of my favorite versions of one of my favorite movie and TV cars. Do like the old George Barris car. I also enjoy the quality tank. Frank Miller uses eyes with no influence now the DCEU. Vicky also ditches her heels in the scene, a practical reason telling bitch to do her short knuckle keep. After fighting the eyes on Joker's thugs, they discover that Batman's wearing bulletproof armor since he is human than Greek gods for the lesson of Krypton. He also goes away to justify the costume design. They try to unmask Batman, but they discover Vicky's hiding spot that she grappled to after she tries to take his picture. Batman then takes Vicky into the Batcave and gives her the information she needs for final cosmetics team to his Smilex. Even though she laments, hence that Bruce took the film, Vicky is able to get out all the poison makeup, combinations of press, since the components only work when they're combined. As I don't potentially watch this once when film cams are a thing, basically the same thing as palming a SD card and digital camera these days. Joker sees Tonka's combination being actually exposed to the news, Altus kills enemy, the clan shoots his TV. I have given a name to my pain, and it is Batman. Both Bruce and the Joker then visit Vicky's apartment, and a fight between the two, Joker accidentally Bruce to the latter image from before. You ever dance with the devil in pale moonlight? I'm just showing how both Keaton and Nicholson are the best when they're crazy. I also kind of like this bit of Bruce grabbing a metal tray right as Joker enters the room, because I didn't think a Joker's a gun, even was just a derringer. The mayor ultimately decides to cancel the festival out of safety concerns, but Joker takes control of the press cons and offers down $20 million on the crowd at Joker Midnight, and clearly the plot channels of Batman. As Bruce watches the conference, we then see the day that Bruce's parents, Thomas and Martha, were murdered when he was only a child. While the gunman is usually Joe Chill, known as an assailant, in this version, Napier's the one who killed him when he was only 15. Even though there have been many versions of his backstory before and since, it highlights how close the relationship between Batman and Joker are. In many ways, a detective story that has supported each other's Moriarty as Sherlock Holmes. Bruce then suits up to meet the Joker's challenge. I always find amusing how the sigil chest is so much different than one of the other versions of the sequels, and even the movie poster and case. The assault and access chemicals, destruction of factories seem to be spectacular, even though there have been many advanced special effects since 1989. I just had to appreciate that someone had to build all this and blow up a reel, man. Joker then taunts Batman, and we get the Festival of Pelea Balloons to on soundtrack, Trust. Prince is a big star in his time, and since he passed on last year, what he left behind will be with me for years to come. I find the soundtrack on this film very underrated, and it was one of the first songs I bought when I first got on iTunes a while back. The Joker begins throwing money all over the crowd, Batman meets Joker's hands in the Batwing. I just love the idea of playing shaped like a corporate logo. I suppose the balloons full of toxic gas, and Joker laments how he's been shown up, so he even shoots Bob in frustration. Shame. I liked Bob, and so did many other fans of this movie. The Joker then shoots down the Batwing and forces Batman to file a confrontation atop the Gothic Cathedral with Vicky as a hostage. This leads to a fight scene complete with the Joker's thugs, as Joker dances with Vicky to circus music, and having it go with a Bane flag inside it. After Batman defeats the last god in the church, he confronts the Joker and turns his own words against him. We have a dance with the devil in pale moonlight. The fight has Batman and Vicky hanging off the side of the building as Joker tries to board the chopper. Batman is the one who's grappling hose to catch his leg on a stone gargoyle, slipping and falling to his doom. Batman is able to hook himself and Vicky on the side of the building, and the police are behind what's left of his men. So it closes on the bat signal being shown on a mat, seemingly in the night sky. Batman standing triumphantly on the roof of the building. I have seen this movie many times since I was 10, and I have yet to get tired of that ending. While at the time many people were unsure about the film, based on start time the creative liberties taking source material, it was a condition when made future Batman adaptations as modern taste superhero films in general. Well, to this day, the film supports a series of great performance and unique visuals despite being part of its time. The film was also the highest grossing movie in 1989, making $251 million in the US and $411 million worldwide, budget $35 million. Every time I get a chance to watch this movie, I do. But I have a rotation of VHS, DVD, and online streaming since I was 10. Even when it comes on TV, I'll sit down and watch it if I know I'm not doing anything for a couple hours. Talk more about the other films like Favorite Justice League, but for now, I'm going to keep enjoying this movie. 5.83.5 stars out of 4. I'll keep producing stuff through the end of the year, even though class stuff will get in September. So keeping up when I look at Batman Returns.